I don't think that was the Christmas comet. I don't think it was a comet at all.
What? Who? How? What the hell is going on? What comet? How do you know? And who are you? Oh, wait, no. I know you. You're that birds of spaceships lady, aren't you, right? What do you want? Something about the Christmas comet not happening? Okay, this should be interesting. No, wait, wrong in word. I meant insane. This will definitely be insane.
I think something was fired at the sun.
Oh, right. People are firing things at the sun, are they? Well, I'll be honest, I don't believe it. I mean, who would do that? And why? Well, aside from that one time I punted a humans into the sun for giving me a funny look. Hey, you tell me a more reasonable way to deal with that situation, and I'll punt you into the sun too. My actions are not to be questioned.
You look at this and you tell me. It even has a shadow.
It has a shadow by the sun? That seems strange. The sun is really goddamn bright, so anything in front of it, unless it's pretty big or really, really close to us, you aren't really going to be able to see that. So, yeah. Also, why me? I'm no expert on the old sky tracking of celestial fellas, and well, neither are you, mate. How about we just leave it to people who, know what they're doing instead of just making up wild theories about nonsensical pseudo-conspiracies, and just get back to the important things, like day drinking.
And also, there's a great big long white ship that's coming out of the sun, too.
Oh, right, yeah, that was the other one, wasn't it? That the sun is some sort of extremely warm intergalactic space station that no one but you has noticed. Or I suppose that the ever-present they have been hiding from us for no good reason. Because on that, this whole idea that we're actually being visited or are perhaps part of the intergalactic community, but secretly? What good does hiding that from the normals actually do? I would argue absolutely none. I mean, if it's about control, us being the backwater or neath the boot of mighty aliens, well, knowing that will just bring everyone working in line together pretty sharpish, either to do as we're told or to fight back. And if it's so that we won't freak out because, well, reasons, I want you to think about this. We have gone from barely being able to reach the other side of the planet via any means whatsoever to being able to have a virtual reality avatar controlled by an Australian poke us in the face. Or whatever, in a few short 100 years. And with that amazing leap in tech, almost alien to us, we use it to poke each other. Okay, maybe they're right to hide things from us. We will just be stupid with it, won't we?
Are you sure this was a comet?
I have no fucking idea, love. I mean, it sure as shit looks like one, especially if that's the sun we're looking at, in some sort of super fancy science-o vision, but I'm going to have to assume that the people saying that it is have some idea what a comet looks like under said science scope. I mean, maybe they're lying. But if it's so easy for Captain Dipshit to come along and go, aha, I don't think that am the comet, it must be super duper heat resistant spaceship or something, then really what's the point? And if they are so incompetent not to have noticed it, well, it's amazing that they have been able to create so much cool science shit, and somehow you have produced nothing but really silly YouTube videos. Surely you would think it would be the other way round, yeah?
This is supposed to be the Christmas comet Leonard? I don't know if that's a comet. I really don't.
Ah, good old Leonard, which, I'll be honest, is possibly the lamest name for a comet that I could possibly think of. I mean, it's a giant ball of sky ice. Imagine the kind of size of whiskey you could plonk a couple of those into. Surely something that majestic should have a name like Jim. Much better.
It appears to have a shadow being cast underneath it. Well, that's just what I'm observing. It doesn't look like a comet.
Okay, so yeah, from what we see here, that seems to be true. I don't know why that is, although I could make a few educated guesses. Although that's still my education, so take that as you will. 1, that's not a shadow, it's an artifact of this particular recording process. 2, that the light spectrum used to record this just works differently than what we're used to, like how ultraviolet makes things glow, etc. 3, the comet Leonard is such a baller, it casts a shadow wherever the hell it likes. And you can all just suck his big ass comet nuts. Personally, I'm going with 3 as it does seem the most likely.
It really doesn't. I think it's something else. I'm going to watch it again. It really does. It looks like to me that there's something flying with a shadow on it.
Okay. Let's just forget the whole sun part of this equation and just think about this logically for a second. So we have something travelling through space, and that thing can cast some kind of shadow. Now, what things do we know of that move through the sky and have the capacity to prevent light from going through them, thus having the potential to cause shadows to happen? Nope, can't think of a thing. Certainly not comets that could do that or anything. No. So it must be spaceships, especially the types that don't exist. Hooray for me and my big smart! Okay, so she just decides to play it over and over again for a bit, and I think it's about 8 million years, give or take. And damn it, come on Gina, how does one get over 100,000 subs and not learn how to edit out fluff? I mean seriously, I've been editing most of it out for you, but this is just way too much. I was ignoring the war crime of portrait video in order to just get on with things, but come on, at least just keep the bits where you say stuff. No one wants to watch you do the equivalent of watching paint dry. Although this is the internet, so I would bet that is exactly someone's fetish.
Because if I was looking at a plane flying in the sky and it wasn't flying too high over ground, I would see a shadow being cast.
I mean, yeah, but only when it's really, really, really close to the ground. And, well, the Earth isn't a light source, but the sun is. And you see, that's why it's super hard to cast a shadow onto a torch. I should know. I spent hours trying to do that. Ruined the whole shadow puppet show. Also, the reason it's giving off light is because it's a big ball of burning plasma. So a big part of the energy it's releasing isn't just light, but heat. So I can't imagine anything getting particularly close to it. AKA the reason we know it's not a space station.
I would, just like when birds fly in front of the sun, their shadow is cast on the ground.
Just imagine her sending a bunch of birds up to the sun to try and prove her point, and them returning as perfectly crispy fried birds and the look of sheer horror on her face, because she wanted them buffalo style, not Nashville hot. Damn you, son, you have betrayed her for the last time!
I really don't know about this being a Christmas comet.
Well, it's a comet, and it's passing by at Christmas. And it seems that your entire problem with it being a comet is that it has a shadow. A thing that, well, literally any opaque object ever has the ability to do. Like, seriously, dude, can comets not cast shadows? Because if they couldn't, then we would never be able to see them. Because they would have to allow all the light to travel through them. And I guess at that point that just means that all comets and any hunk of random space debris ever must be some kind of spaceship. Because if you can see it, it's not a comet, right?
Called Leonard. Really don't.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It's not called Leonard because that's its actual God-given name, right? Whatever it is, even if by some freakish happenstance of galactic fuckery, you are somehow right about it and everyone else is wrong, the humans on Earth agreed that at least the anglicised name for that particular lump of space Questionmark is still known as Jim. No, wait, sorry, that's the good name. Leonard. God, it's just not a good name. Sorry, any Leonards listening. Not for saying your name's bad, well, you're called Leonard. It's such a tragedy.
I'm going to pause it. Let's see if I also don't know about the...
Okay, wait a gosh darn second right there. That was an edit. You edited this really, really badly, but you clearly did it. Why couldn't you do it elsewhere? Seriously, the production values on these types of videos, I don't think a person could even try to make content that bad, ironically. It's like a special ability that woo heads and conspiracy theorists have to make stuff so bad that it's just beyond parody. Also, you don't know about something? Well, colour me all of the surprises in the universe and beyond.
This big long white thing right here. I don't know about this long white.
Oh, there's a long white thing, is there? Well, you know what that probably is, huh? It's probably that stuff. It comes out of a man and then it goes into a woman and then makes former basketball star Paul Sturgis. A long white thing. I think he was fired for stealing Playballs from kids. What an absolute hero.
White line. What if that's like a ship?
What if it's a space giraffe? Or what if it's a really, really long white chocolate Toblerone? Oh man, if it is, I'm totally having it. But what if it's any number of things? The answer is, well, that's a bit weird and confusing, and it doesn't make sense that that's there and we didn't know about it. And the thing is, just what-ifing about it doesn't make what you are saying any less silly. The what if of what if we had balloons instead of faces is still silly. I mean, you all look like that anyway, you frickin' humans. I can't tell you apart.
What if that's a great big long ship that this thing that's really not a comet?
Oh no, it's really not a comet, is it not? Gather round one and all, the great Dipshiticus is going to grace us with her mighty brain and tell us what things that she says she doesn't know what they are, but she does know what they aren't, and they aren't whatever it is everyone else is saying, because obviously those science guys are just stupid and don't know a spaceship when they see one.
That went into the sun. What if this big long white thing is a ship?
Well, if that big long white thing was a ship and then it went into the sun, it's more than likely that this ship is no more. It has ceased to be. It's expired and gone to meet its maker. Bereft of life, it rests in peace. Its mechanical processes are now history. It's off the dock. It's kicked the bucket. That is an ex-ship. You know, because of all the fire.
Well,
Oh, well, never mind. Now I'm convinced. That's just about the most convincing and thoughtful argument I think I've ever heard on this here channel of the YouTubes. Clearly, she has spent literally seconds thinking about this idea, and it really shows with such great and moving ideas like that.
it flies over top of it. It curves over top of it. I think this might be a ship. The great big long white thing right here.
Well, you know, I won't dig too deep into the curves. I don't want to have to find out that you're a fucking flat earther as well. Ugh, today has been long enough already. I seriously don't need that shit. But okay, let's look at that long white thing and whether you mean this or this. Well, considering the scale of the sun, those things are both fucking enormous. Like, seriously, that thing could literally be multiple times the length of Earth, which frankly doesn't make any sense whatsoever, especially if it's a ship. Like, it would take literally days to travel the length of it, and that's only if you were using something as fast as an airplane. Otherwise, it could take weeks or months for no tangible benefit, as any vehicle that can travel and presumably stays in space doesn't need to be particularly aerodynamic or anything because, you know, no air. So a big boxy thing would make much, much more sense. And even that still probably wouldn't be that big.
Because it looked like it came out of the sun. Can you see it?
I can see it, and no, it doesn't look like it came out of the sun. Okay, I mean, honestly, I'm not even sure what you're talking about, but anything that comes out of the sun is going to be ridiculously hot and in no way, shape or form any kind of transportation, because just no.
It literally looks like it's come out of the sun.
Oh, you mean that long one? Right, yeah. Okay, that's totally coming out of the sun. And whatever it is like I said, something that isn't transport. Again, I don't know what that is, but I'd guess it's probably some part of the sun as it churns and shit. Like, yeah, it's just going to be some pattern on the surface because of the internal processes of the sun doing what they do. At least at my guess. I could very well be wrong, but again, definitely not a f***ing spaceship.
And this don't look like a comet. It looks like, quite possibly...
Here it comes, everyone. She's going to tell us in no uncertain terms what this thing definitely is for 100% sure because she has magic eyes that see the truth beyond truth. I assume it's because she does all the drugs in the world. And from the sun, probably. That they're sneaking out via giant tube ship.
Something was fired at the sun, it does.
What? I mean, I know that's the premise of the video, but seriously, how do you even come to that conclusion? Because where's it even coming from? Who fired it? Did we fire it? Because A, why? And B, how come it's going at a sideways angle and not straight in, since, you know, from us? And if it's coming from somewhere else, well, where the hell are they? And why are they trying to blow up our sun? Or probably just throwing away garbage in a non-eco-friendly way. Those bastards, it goes in the green bin, you sons of bitches.
It shouldn't have a shadow. It really shouldn't, but it does.
And you shouldn't have a channel. You really shouldn't, but you do. I kid, but god damn it, that was a wild ride. I'm off to go find the giant sun tube of drugs. Surely they have some sun whiskey. Someone told me that was a drug. I don't believe them, but I'm willing to find out.
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the